Voiceover. Have you ever wondered what makes life possible at the molecular level? From the air we breathe to the food we eat, everything living is built from a few basic chemical elements. Welcome to AP Biology Unit 1, The Chemistry of Life. In this video, we'll explore how the smallest molecules work together to build and sustain life on Earth. Let's begin our journey into the molecular world of biology. Test tube. Section 1. Elements essential for life. 045 to 130. Voiceover. All living things are made mostly of just 6 elements: carbon, hydrogen, nitrogen, oxygen, phosphorus, and sulfur. We call them CHNOPS. These elements combine to form the molecules of life, such as proteins, carbohydrates, lipids, and nucleic acids. Carbon, in particular, is unique because it can form up to 4 bonds, allowing it to build large and complex structures. In other words, carbon is the backbone of life. Visuals. CHNOPS periodic table highlights right-pointing arrow molecules forming right-pointing arrow DNA double helix. Droplet. Section 2. Properties of water. 130 to 230. Voiceover. Water is the most important molecule for life. It covers 70% of our planet and makes up most of our cells. But what makes water so special? The secret lies in its polarity and hydrogen bonding. Because water molecules are polar, they stick together, a property called cohesion. They can also stick to other substances, that's adhesion. These properties allow water to climb up plant stems, support insects on its surface, and regulate temperature. Water also has a high specific heat, meaning it resists sudden temperature changes, which helps stabilize Earth's climate. And when water freezes, ice becomes less dense than liquid water, allowing it to float, protecting aquatic life in winter. Finally, water is the universal solvent. It dissolves more substances than any other liquid, helping cells transport nutrients and waste. Visuals. Water droplets sticking, plants absorbing water, ice floating, solvent animation, atom symbol. Section 3. Carbon and molecular diversity. 230 to 315. Voiceover. Carbon is life's building block. Because it can form 4 stable covalent bonds, carbon can create an endless variety of shapes, chains, rings, and branches. This ability makes it possible to form complex organic molecules, like sugars, fats, and proteins, that form the basis of life. Visuals. Carbon atom bonding diagrams right-pointing arrow molecules forming chains and rings. Bread. Section 4. The 4 macromolecules. 315 to 430. Voiceover. Now let's look at the 4 major types of biological macromolecules. First, carbohydrates. They're the body's main source of energy and provide structural support in plants. Examples include glucose, starch, and cellulose. Second, lipids. These are fats, oils, and phospholipids. They store energy, build cell membranes, and act as signaling molecules. Third, proteins. Made from amino acids, proteins perform nearly every function in the cell, from building tissues to acting as enzymes. Remember, the shape of a protein determines its function. And finally, nucleic acids, DNA and RNA. They store and transmit genetic information, guiding how cells grow, function, and reproduce. Visuals. Diagrams of macromolecules, enzyme animation, DNA double helix, microscope. Section 5. Structure and function. 430 to 515. Voiceover. In biology, structure determines function. Every molecule's shape affects how it works. For example, an enzyme's active site fits perfectly with its substrate, like a lock and key. But if temperature or pH changes the protein's shape, it can lose its function. This principle, that structure and function are connected, is seen throughout all levels of biology. Visuals. Enzyme reaction, protein denaturation animation, globe. Wrap up and outro, 5:15 to 6 o'clock. Voiceover. Let's recap. Life depends on a few essential elements, especially carbon and water. Water's unique properties make life possible, carbon's versatility builds complex molecules, and macromolecules give cells structure and function. Together, these chemical foundations make the living world we see today.